Big U from the streets to RICO charges. Eugene Henley Jr., better known as Big U, was a prominent figure in the Los Angeles hip-hop scene. He was the former manager of the late rapper, Nipsey Hussle. Big U also had deep roots in the Rollin' 60s Crips gang. He often presented himself as a reformed gang member. He claimed to advocate for peace and community development. However, Big U's carefully crafted image came crashing down in 2025. Federal authorities issued a warrant for his arrest on a slew of RICO charges. The Racketeer-Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, or RICO, is a powerful tool used to dismantle organized crime. The charges against Big U were vast and serious. They included murder, human trafficking, extortion, and fraud. The authorities alleged that Big U was the head of a large-scale criminal enterprise. This organization, they claimed, masqueraded as a legitimate business. The indictment sent shockwaves through the community. Many people found it hard to reconcile the charges with Big U's public persona, but the authorities were confident they had a strong case. The RICO charges against Big U painted a dark picture of his activities. The indictment detailed a pattern of violence, intimidation, and exploitation. One of the most shocking allegations was the murder of aspiring rapper Rayshawn Williams, known as RW. According to the indictment, Big U personally drove RW to a location in North Las Vegas. There, he allegedly shot and killed the young man. The indictment further claimed that Big U and an associate, Sylvester V. Robinson, attempted to cover up the murder. They allegedly deleted surveillance footage and threatened potential witnesses. Beyond the alleged murder, the RICO charges encompassed a wide range of criminal activities. The indictment accused Big U of extorting local businesses. He allegedly used threats and intimidation to get his way. There were also accusations of human trafficking. Authorities claimed Big U's organization forced women into prostitution. The breadth and severity of the charges against Big U were staggering. If convicted, he faced the possibility of life in prison. The RICO Act, with its far-reaching provisions, was designed to bring down entire criminal organizations. Big U found himself facing its full force. The investigation into Big U's alleged criminal enterprise also ensnared two other individuals, Zahir Arabic Mitchell, known as Brick Baby, and Termaine Williams, known as Loose Cannon. Both men were frequent guests on the popular No Jumper podcast and had ties to the Rollin' 60s Crips. Brick Baby and Loose Cannon were arrested as part of the same operation that targeted Big U. The operation, dubbed Operation Drawdown, aimed to dismantle the gang's leadership and curb its criminal activities. While the specific charges against Brick Baby and Loose Cannon were not immediately clear, their association with Big U placed them firmly in the crosshairs of the investigation. Their arrests sent ripples through the hip-hop community, particularly among those familiar with the No Jumper podcast. The podcast, known for its interviews with figures from the streets and the music industry, had provided a platform for Brick Baby and Loose Cannon to share their stories and perspectives. Now, they found themselves entangled in a high-profile RICO case. Big U's case presented a stark contrast between public image and alleged reality. He had cultivated a persona as a community leader, someone who had turned his life around and was dedicated to steering youth away from the path he had once taken. He had even worked with Nipsey Hussle on initiatives aimed at empowering the black community. However, the RICO charges painted a far different picture. If true, they revealed a calculated individual who used his influence and connections to orchestrate a sprawling criminal enterprise. The alleged crimes, from murder to human trafficking, were a far cry from the image of a reformed gang member seeking to uplift his community. As Big U remained a fugitive from justice, his legacy hung in the balance. Would he be remembered for his efforts to bring about positive change, or would his alleged crimes overshadow any good he may have done? The legal process, still unfolding, held the answer. One thing was certain: Big U's story, a complex mix of alleged good deeds and heinous crimes, would continue to captivate and divide public opinion.